Alright, YouTube. Apologies for the delay in getting back to this game right here, but I have the technical issues figured out. So hopefully we can continue with this game without incident. Okay, first of all, I'm going to look at my current military inventory here. So I've got 6 workers, 4 melee units of various kinds, 3 siege weapons. I've got a maceman roaming in Celtic territory, and I've got 4 archery units and 4 melee units fortified. So Brennus, as far as I can see, has 45 units in his cities. He's got a pretty even mix of units. And he's got some units at large roaming around his territory. So I'm likely to face a Celtic army of, say, upwards of 100 units or so, scattered around his territory. So I really need to be cracking on building up some troops here to take him on. I don't have the greatest production in my cities to do it. So these are my cities, such as they are. And I've pretty much chopped away all the forests that I can chop. So what I really need to be concerned with is if Brennus gets to Grenadiers, that's basically game over for me. So what I'm hoping he'll do is that when I declare war on him, he's going to march his stack from his capital over to the hill southeast of Lakamha, and then I can slam his stack there. Need to hit him with a bunch of catapults, then mop up with regular units. Need to switch over to theocracy. I don't think it's going to be worthwhile to get vassalage. It's because I'm reliant on my capital to generate a lot of commerce and production. I guess mostly a commerce. But at this point I can use all the production I can get, especially since I don't want to be whipping down the capital at all. So I think I'll just be going with single civic switch to theocracy. Okay, so a bad event between the French and the Portuguese. But not bad enough that it's going to break out into war or anything anytime soon. And I apologize here for forgetting to turn on the resource icons. I didn't realize it until after I actually played this round. I'm gonna need some plain old catapults here to take down Brennus' stack in the field, hopefully. Okay, Brennus and the Gaul are gonna trade nationalism. Not that it matters. So they're gonna go ahead and go research guilds here. So we get the gunpowder. Yeah, I also need to figure out what to do with my second line ancient era troops. Especially the ones that have to serve on the front lines. Probably should upgrade them to their medieval equivalents. It's going to be kind of expensive, but if they are put to the test in battle, it will be worth it, I think. Yeah, I'm actually producing units at the capital at a decent clip. So I'm now up to 27% of Brennus's power. So I'm definitely catching up. Okay, so this is where I experienced the game-stopping glitch. Basically, the 3D graphics just completely failed to render. And so I had to dig around a bit on the Linux forums to figure out what's going on here. So, yep, just saving it here, and then I just had to spend a lot of time digging around, but here we are. The game is restored after tweaking with some settings, and this time I actually managed to turn the resource signs on. So yeah, it took me a while to figure it out, but it shouldn't be an issue going forward. Yeah, apparently that no rendering glitch, it happens when the map gets recentered. So, for example, upon discovery of calendar, or when somebody circumnavigates, I think, or when you build Stonehenge. Yeah, but should be fixed now. So I've left the 2 marble resources as mines, simply because I need the extra production more than the extra commerce and the access to marble at this point. I'm just going to have my workers mine everything they can, just in case they pop an extra valuable resource. I'm just gonna have these really bad production cities pump out some longbows because they are gonna take forever to build most units anyway. So the capital is doing a pretty good job pumping out catapults. Can do about 3 catapults per 2 turns. Just not bad. Ideally, I would have wanted to unlock the heroic epic, but didn't have enough barbarians to fight. And there's no way I'm switching to organized religion at this point. I think if I had stone, I would probably put castles at my border cities, but since I don't have stone, and I plan to be on the offensive anyway, not gonna bother with those. Brennus gets a great merchant. He's been popping great people at a very good clip, I must say. Okay, so apparently Brennus is spying on me, so I can't see his demographics at the moment. Should be at about 28% of his power at this point. It's interesting. De Gaul is #1 in culture, but Brennus is actually #2. I'm starting to rack up some unhappiness here. It's unavoidable, though. Guess once I hit the happiness cap, then just need to lay off the whipping for a while. Need to start whipping La Kamha. Okay, I'm going to put this maceman next to their capital, just to keep an eye on what's in there. And I'm going to have my workers improve the road network around the border. Probably going to need a bunch of pikemen to deal with some marauding knights as the fighting starts. So I'm going to need a bunch of macemen for offensive punch. It's the highest strength unit that I have access to at this point. Hopefully I'll have time to get the gunpowder and mix in some muskets. Muskets would be nice to counter the enemy crossbowmen. Yeah, Brennus ended up with a bunch of gold. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was fail gold for some wonder that I wasn't paying attention to. Okay, Brennus just...
People of the same trade seldom meet together.
So he just finished some sort of industrial
the
tech.
conversation ends in a conspiracy against the public.
Doesn't seem to be gunpowder. So that's a good thing, I suppose. It's kind of unfortunate that my 6th city is not expanding its borders right now. Would like to bring that silver resource online. Unfortunately, this wrong religion spread to that city. Oh, wait. Okay, Brennus does have gunpowder. Okay, so that must be the modern tech that he got. It's okay, though, as long as he doesn't get to military science. Or I guess rifles. I mean, it's totally game over if he gets to rifles. Actually, now that I think about it, Brennus is gonna have some knights that he can send out against me immediately. So I'm gonna need some more pikemen in my border cities. Oh yeah, it's kind of a shame to have to whip this place. What you gotta do, what you gotta do. I think I probably use more catapults. Because I'm gonna need to smash the enemy stack while it's on a hill. So I'm gonna be taking some losses. In hindsight, probably should have had somebody, some city, pump out a missionary for collateral. Vote for Joel. Just want to keep him friendly. Yeah, I've got 8 catapults at this point. I guess the good thing is that Brennus is not playing in a particularly militaristic fashion. I mean, the army that he's got right now is pretty much par for the course for him. I mean, if he were really unit spamming, there would be no way for me to catch up. Positive event for Brennus and Joao. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. When I declare war on Brennus, I'm going to take a diplomacy hit with Joao, but really can't do anything about that. I think keeping on voting for Joao for the AP, that would compensate for most of the diplomatic hit for declaring war. Well, that should more than compensate, actually. So I should be able to keep Joao at friendly indefinitely, assuming he stays in Buddhism and doesn't switch to free religion. So, need to keep piling up the unhappiness at Uxmal. I'm gonna keep doing it till it gets down to a happiness cap of 4. Okay. The French are plotting war against somebody. And I hope it is against the Portuguese. And it should be, because I don't think the French and the Celts have open borders with each other. Though it could be wrong. Things might have changed. But they didn't have open borders previously. It's kind of annoying not being able to see Brennus's demographics. So de Gaulle comes demanding money. And I'm gonna tell him to stick it. Now I sincerely hope he isn't coming after me. I guess if I had given him the 350 gold and the red fist goes away, then I would know he was coming after me. So let's check on relations. So Joao doesn't like de Gaulle, and de Gaulle doesn't like Joao either, so hopefully they're going to square off against each other. So I'm starting to build up a sizable stack of units. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that this city doesn't have Buddhism. At this point, though, I don't want to spend the production on another missionary. So I've got 15 macemen, 8 catapults, 2 crossbowmen, 4 trebuchets in my growing stack here. So I don't think I'm going to go for more crossbowmen. I'm going to need some pikemen, and I'm going to need some musketmen. And ideally, I would like to have maybe 3 or 4 more catapults. And I am short on trebuchets. Assuming I can kill off Brennus's stack, then when I switch over to the offensive, I'm going to need some trebuchets in order to crack his cities. And I am definitely short on trebuchets at this point. Well, the lucky thing is that the stack in Brennus's capital really hasn't grown much, if at all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.